Wow, I have goose pimples. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Dr Gyimah, and I'm going to be introing our conference host, Henry Bonsu, the Indefatigable. And before then, though, a couple of things I want to share with you from a conversation I had with Dr. Brown. A couple of months ago, we were discussing the idea of a black US woman president and also a black woman prime minister. And Dr. Brown came back to me later and said, can we visualize that? And I said, yeah. So the product you saw on screen was that conversation. But something's been hidden in plain sight. I don't know whether you picked this up. That entire film was made with AI. Of course you know. So no actresses, no whatever. Conceived on a computer with prompts, which is both scary and exhilarating. Scary because the idea that in the future, or even now, AI is going to play a fundamental role in what we do in businesses fills some of us with dread. A couple of months ago, the actor and producer Tyler Perry cancelled an $800 million studio plan because he saw what AI could do. But exhilarating too, because think about what we can now do in terms of telling stories. Now, I'll tell you a quick story from something that happened last week. This time last week, I was in Manchester showcasing more AI films. And I showed a screen that composed of Rachel Yankee, Adjoa Andoh, Freeman Ajman, Claire Amphor, Idris Elba, Stormzy, Reggie Yates, and Oswald Boateng. And I asked the crowd, what do they all have in common? Any takers? They're all Ghanaians. And you think about Ghana, same size in terms of geographic as the UK, 28 million compared to 76 million of the UK. And there are about, I think, 300,000 people in the UK of diaspora background. So we know so much about what these brilliant people are doing, but perhaps we don't know much about their past. And I think there's a reason for that. And I went back to Ghana to find out. Apparently, from the years 1930 to 1960, in Francophone Africa, particularly, but also in English-speaking regions, Africans were not allowed to film. It was prohibited. In Francophone Africa, it was called the Lavelle Decree, L-A-V-E-L. In English-speaking countries, it was just the cost, the resources. But now, think about it now, because one of the films I showed reinvented archive based on testimonies back in Ghana. So you can actually tell stories in archive, although you don't have them. Now, I'll end with this one story here. By 25 years ago, to this date almost, I showed the film Obama's 100 Days, courtesy of Shirley Thompson, who had the orchestra, and I almost came a cropper. I mean, I was 2 days away from failing because I could not find the pictures. And an old friend of mine, an editor at the Washington Post, apparently rang Obama's photographer, who he knew, and Obama's photographer rang me and said, here's the media you want. We just about pulled it off. I think to that story then, and think to the story now of how I could now tell stories about male presidents and women presidents just using AI.